Welcome back to The Great Expanse by JohnBab426 here on YouTube. So glad you guys could join me. If you've liked the videos that you've seen thus far, hit the like button. If not, hit the dislike button. Share these videos with people that respect comic book related things. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications, all, so the next time a video is dropped, a new one, you'll know about it second, and I will know about it first. Not quite one breath, but good enough. Alright? So today, grading day for Marvel's Phase 4, the much maligned Phase 4. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not going to say I had Marvel fatigue when this phase started, but it was sort of Marvel wonderment. It's like, where are they going to go after Endgame? And I did not really see a build to Phase 5, or to a conclusion of Phase 4. Now, of course, the holiday special was not going to be the conclusion of Phase 4, but Black Panther's Wakanda Forever is the film that sort of cements Phase 4. We don't know at the beginning of Phase 4 that Wakanda Forever is going to be the end of Phase 4. So we're kind of just left in the lurch, basically. And I know the pandemic hit, and yes, that can seriously, severely, and drastically affect everything. I'll just say it when I get to it. So we're going to go item by item. We're going to give grades. Now, some of them will get NAs, non-applicable, because some of them I did not watch, and some of them I did not want to watch. Some of them I started and didn't finish. For instance, the very first one, Black Widow, the movie. NA. I did not complete it. Why? Because I was bored. I was disinterested. I was like, okay, Black Widow, the character, Natasha Romanoff, is already dead. Why do I want to see a movie about somebody that's already dead? And especially a character that's into espionage and spy thriller. Like, if this movie had to come out after Winter Soldier, this movie may have done outstanding numbers. Black Widow should have come out in that space between Winter Soldier and Avengers Age of Ultron. That would have been the ideal socket, the ideal cushion for Black Widow's movie to maximize profits. It would have been perfect. But they didn't do that. So, Black Widow, no interest much for me. Bored while watching it. Seeing Taskmaster, just whatever. NA, non-applicable. Next item, Loki. This series gets a B from me. And the reason why it's not a failure. Okay, usually I say if it's not an A, it's a failure, but whatever. It's only me. Okay. It gets a B. Let's make it a B+. It gets a B+, because it's not a failure. But midway through, I got really bored and just stopped watching it. Like, somebody really had to remind me about Loki, because I was just like, it's like after they get off that planet that's blowing up or whatever, or that's crashing, I just got real bored with it. And after that, the rest of the series was kind of ho-hum for me. But it did have some serious and strong implications for the future baddie on the horizon, who was Kang, played by Jonathan Majors. Even though, as I said in the previous video, he's behaving like Brad Pitt in 12 Monkeys. He was like really like a lunatic. All right. So Loki gets a B+. It can be rewatched. Very serious. Well, it's a sort of comedic, but it still has a serious tone. It still has a serious story about fixing the multiverse and where the multiverse is headed because of the time aberrant, Aberrant, that is Loki now, because he escaped death by picking up the Tesseract when, in Endgame, and vanishing from the timeline. So they're correcting the timeline, and I still don't think he's dead, because that event is not fixed. All right, so Loki, the series, B+. What If? I did not watch it. Why? So What If is a NA. Non-applicable, no grade. I wasn't interested. People kept telling me, oh, it's so good, but it just felt like MCU to me. And I was like, nah, not interested. WandaVision. WandaVision gets a B+ as well, because I was really intrigued by the premise. I'm like, why is this in sitcom format? And I thought it was done very well in sitcom format. Then introduction of Agatha, fake Quicksilver, which angered me. And then the explanation for everything that's going on was very confusing. I'm like, wait a minute. So the Scarlet Witch, that's who it is. Wanda Maximoff knows that Westview or Westville, I don't remember, isn't real. She's basically traumatizing this entire populace. And in the finale, they're treating Wanda like she's the hero. Only because Agatha was kind of harping on her post-traumatic stress disorder. Wanda's still the bad guy. So why are they treating the Sword agents like they're the bad guys? B+. Alright. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. B+. I thought that was I think that's the best series on Disney+. Okay? Especially with Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan. Like, they have a natural chemistry. So to see that in a well-budgeted series like this, very good. Easily my favorite series. B+. Shangchi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. The best movie of Marvel's Phase 4, in my opinion. Okay? Shangchi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. B+. Alright? Eternals. I'm going to have to revisit this grade. Okay? I think I gave it a D. But I think I'm going to move it up to a C-. Okay? Like I said, I love the tone of it. It tried to be serious. It tried to build a universe. But the execution was so bad to me. And the story was just very bad to me. By the story, I mean the fact that they were synthetic beings created by, not Ashtaroth, or whatever the Celestial's name was that created them. It gives them this bogus cover story that they're from this, like, paradise. And really, they're just, like, beings that bring about the destruction of untold planets and civilizations that birth other Celestials. To me, that's whack. That's corny. And again, the execution, the special effects in this were horrible. But I liked the tone. They tried to be serious. C-. I think it was previously a D. I'm gonna make it a C-, okay? Because the execution is just so bad. Spider-Man: No Way Home. This movie gets a B for the second half, but the movie is just so stupid. Spider-Man: No Way Home, I called it originally a tale of two films. The first half is utter garbage. By the time Aunt May dies, from that point onward, it's a nostalgic fan fest. It's a jaw-dropping spectacle. I was nudging the person next to me going, look, Andrew and Toby, they're on the screen together. I was just fanboying out the second half of the movie. But it's still dumb. The movie at large is still stupid. Willem Dafoe and Alfred Molina could not save the first half of this movie. They could not save the entire movie. B, for the brainless Spider-Man: No Way Home. Hawkeye. That's the series that I most recently saw. So it's still fresh in my mind. It's still a fresh dropping. Still a fresh turd. D, for dumb, for ditzy, any other superlative or adjective I can think of that begins with D that's negative. D for Hawkeye. Moon Knight. I saw the first 3 episodes. They were a little wacky. NA, I got disinterested. Didn't want to watch it anymore. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Very well executed. The special effects were pretty good. Even though you could tell that Dalek outside of its shell creature with the big one eye and tentacles. I mean, very CGI. It doesn't really take me out of the movie, but it kind of just makes me observant. It's like, all right, the CGI is okay here. Very well executed. The visual effects work. The handling of the Illuminati is a sore spot for me. The way they handle Mr. Fantastic, Professor X, and Black Bolt. Insult! And the only characters that can put up a remote fight against Scarlet Witch are the female characters. The lesser known characters. MCU? I guess so. So, Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, I'm going to give it a B-, okay? It's not terrible, but B-. The next series is a series that I reviewed every single episode. I recapped, recalled, rehashed, retorted every episode. This series gets an F. An F, because it's insulting to me as a comic book fan. I'm not even going to name the series. You already know what it is. F. Miss Marvel. I saw the first episode. I made it almost to the 20-minute mark, and I had to turn it off because it was so stupid. NA. No grade for that. I didn't want to watch it again. I said I was going to, but after I watched Hawkeye, I was like, I'm good with Phase 4. Nope. No. Werewolf by Night. Very good. Very good. B+ for Werewolf by Night. It embodies that universal horror theme. The black and white work. Even when it became color at the end, it still was that kind of like, the color palette was still like really saturated, and the colors were really warm still, so it still felt like it was a throwback. Seeing Man-Thing was a surprise. It was very good. Thor, Love and Thunder, G for garbage. Alright, not a real G, but a F. Thor, Love and Thunder is an utter and complete failure. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. As a film, I'm gonna give it a B+, because the acting is superb. I don't think any of the special effects took me out of it, but as a comic book movie, this is a stinker. As a Black Panther movie, this smells horrible. A lot of indifference. Like I said, I had mixed emotions. I was like, what do I think of this movie? Like I said, it's Letitia Wright's movie. Acting-wise, it's so good. It's so good. It's so great. But there are a lot of dumb decisions made in this. But still, as a movie, B+. But personally, I was let down. Very let down. And the end, the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, I'll get that one a B-, even though, like, in the beginning, when the old 97s are playing that alien rock band, it felt like they were all in the studio just wearing weird gear. Didn't even feel like some alien world. But a couple of not wrenching, but a couple of moments kind of pulled at my heartstrings personally. You can hear my voice cracking and talking about it. So B- for the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. So we've got B+ galore. We've got 2 Fs for Thor, Love and Thunder and that other series. So Phase 4 altogether, and again, there are a lot of NAs of this that I wasn't interested in. So overall, I have to say that Marvel's Phase 4 is a C- overall. And I'm not doing the math, you know what I mean? Like, well, all these B+ plus this B plus this A plus these 2 Fs doesn't average up. I'm gonna give it a C-, okay? Because overall, this is the worst phase of Marvel. Why? Because in no other phase has there ever been any mention of fatigue. Has there been any mention of we're still getting this, or like this is getting formulaic. The attitude and the reception of Marvel's Phase 4 is the worst. Say what you want about Marvel's Phase 2, okay? And you could say that that was probably the weakest lineup, movie-wise. We were still eating up everything Marvel was putting out. We really were. We're still gobbling up everything. But this one, the reception of Phase 4 makes it the worst. And then what we got, you can't have Thor, Love and Thunder and that other garbage series in an iffy phase like this. Yes, wrecked by pandemic, yes. But indifference is set in. People are questioning it now. And they're going, what is all this mess? And they don't produce. So Marvel's Phase 4 gets an official C- from the Great Expanse by John Bat 426. Please stay tuned as I grade the other phases of Marvel, and they will be coming soon. Peace out. Wrong. That's not how we end things. We go, what did you think of the video? What do you think of my reviews of the phase? Is this your favorite phase of Marvel? I don't see how, but okay, everybody has their own opinion. Put your comments. You know where to put your comments. Let them know, David Brent. That's where your comments go. And let's get traffic coming in. Traffic going out. So the Great Expanse by John Bat 426 can live up to its name and expand. To the name.